Look at Germantown. Jack Brown's completely destroyed. Our own Stassi almost sent this in from one of her friends. Another photo of that damage. I mean, it's a tough sight to see. Obviously, see a lot of first responders there and even people on scene just trying to figure out what on earth is happening. We've had a lot of photos coming in from hail in Charlotte, and particularly large hail. I mean, just because we don't have a tornado warning right now doesn't mean this storm isn't dangerous. A severe thunderstorm warning is certainly nothing to, turn up your nose at. It's definitely dangerous, especially when we're talking about hail this big. I mean, this is, I'd say, bigger than a golf ball, what we're looking at right now. I mean, a little bit closer to tennis ball sized hail from Charlotte. April sent in that photo. Dana sent in this one. Look at all of that hail. I mean, these are just a few of the photos we've gotten over the last couple of hours. So just something to keep in mind, folks. Just because there's no tornado on the ground doesn't mean that the storm isn't dangerous. Hail is a threat. Very gusty winds are a threat. Definitely. I'm sorry, guys upstairs. What did you say? I didn't hear you too well. Oh, Brent's outside right now? All right. All right, Brent, let's hear what's going on. What are you seeing right now?
Hey, that's right. This is Spring Street right here. You can see a lot of power lines down, a lot of damage. We're right next to Topgolf, and you can see they've got the bridge actually shut down. The Knight's Inn taking a lot of damage, and this U-Haul factory or building looks like it has been demolished. You can see the trailers actually overturned on their sides. A lot of people coming out of their hotel or the motel, the Knight's Inn. You can take a look, Jerry, up on the second or third floor. There looks like there might be searching through there to make sure everyone's okay. This is a lot of damage here, a lot of debris. We can't really get much further than this. As mentioned, there are a lot of downed power lines, but again, Spring Street right here. Take a look off to the left and you can see where we were just moments ago up on I-24 West, where there are two overturned FedEx semis. There's a car also that was damaged. We did manage to speak with the drivers of those cars. They said, or those semis, excuse me. They said that they are okay. They are lucky to be alive. They said they saw the wind just blow through and push them off the interstate. Back here to Spring Street, though, a lot of emergency personnel out here. Jerry, if we could zoom in, you can see maybe some people coming out from behind that building. We've seen a few families with bags and flashlights kind of walking out from across this bridge here, and still a lot of damage. So I just lost service here. We are going to gather our thoughts here, but once we do, we will give you some more damage updates. But again, off to the right here, Jerry, you can see some more residents maybe walking across the bridge from Germantown. Hopefully everything okay there.
All right. Hey, Brent, this is Neil back in the studio here. I know a lot of emergency crews are working in the downtown area right now, responding at this point, and I think folks are being urged just to stay away from these damaged sites right now. Fortunately, back here at the studio, no reports of any injuries, but of course this is very preliminary. I can tell you from experiencing the 98 situation where a tornado hit Nashville, just to our disbelief, we're going through a similar long-term severe weather event, and when you look at the radar and what Danielle is tracking out near Camden, this is going to be a long morning for most of us, but there are numerous power outages right now. We understand that. It's clear that this, as we get some light on this in a few hours from now, we are going to have a widespread path of damage really from the west side of town all the way possibly out as far as Mount Juliet and even beyond that. We're tracking a possible tornado on the ground now with severe thunderstorms off to our west. Brent, I want to ask you about the interstate. As far as you could see, everyone was okay?
Yeah, the two semi-drivers we spoke to said that they are okay. The other driver involved said he was okay as well. One of those semis said that he was lifted up off of I-24 and actually shot out into that big median area there just off the Jefferson exit. If you're familiar with that area, a big open space. He said he didn't know what was going to happen. His vehicle left there. He walked up and said he's thankful to be alive. So that's the good news here. I do want to show you the damage here. We've gotten a little bit closer to the U-Haul. This looks like a bomb went off in this area here. This is right next to the Knight's Inn, right on Spring Street, as we mentioned. The gas station torn up pretty bad. And what you're looking at, this was a building. This is completely demolished. There is shattered glass. There are U-Hauls on their sides. And a second ago, we actually saw a piece of the traffic light that had been ripped off. You can almost see the path from where this storm moved through. And again, just, I mean, look at this. This is all debris. This is is, looks like part of the back of a U-Haul that maybe would have held the lift gate there, and scooters. So this is a lot of damage, and we've only seen a small portion of this at this time. We are going to keep on moving around, but again, you got to think that there are a lot of people out here trying to get through this, and hopefully say a prayer for all these people, because this is a lot of damage and a very scary situation. Danielle?
All right, good afternoon, everyone. It's now noon, so we are going to swap in Bob and Erica there. But first, we want to give you a breakdown of exactly what is going on and the latest information here. So far, we're told at least 21 people have died, as well as one from a medical issue. So that death toll right now at 22. 16 of those are in Putnam County. The mayor of Cookeville telling us that some of those victims are children, but they're working to identify all of them and, of course, let their families know before they release the ages and names publicly. Now, 2 are dead in Wilson County, where there was a third death that happened from the medical issue. So that is that third death that reaches to 22. 2 in East Nashville, killed by debris over on McFerrin Avenue, 1 adult man and an adult woman, but those names and ages have not been released either. 1 person was killed over in Benton County. That was a 67-year-old man who was in his mobile home. That mobile home was picked up by a twister and thrown off into a field. That person did die as a result. Another person in that mobile home did suffer serious injuries, but at this point, there's been no update on that person's condition. We have multiple school closures that have been coming in throughout the morning. You can find them on our website. That's WKRN.com. Right there on the top of the page. We do also know that Wilson and Smith counties will be closed for the rest of the week. The National Weather Service has done some of the surveys already and say it appears Mount Juliet was hit by a tornado, at least an EF-3, 155 to 160 miles per hour. And Donelson, at least an EF-3, with 160 to 165 miles per hour. The National Weather Service does say this could possibly be the same tornado, so they are working to figure that out. And, of course, they do have a lot more surveying to be done. All of this information can be found right now on the top of our website. Be sure to head to WKRN.com. I do want to talk more about Putnam County because that is where the largest number of deaths happen, and there is significant damage all over the county. Again, 16 deaths, according to the mayor, and the mayor is telling us that some of those victims are children, but the ages have not been released just yet. A lot of information is still coming in because crews are going door to door right now doing surveys, not just here in Nashville, but also in Putnam County. And we are told that excavators are being used to lift up homes in Putnam County to search and see if there is anything there, any missing people or anything of that nature. So this is going to be a long search effort that will continue all throughout the day and possibly into the upcoming days. All right, now I want to send it over to Bob and Erica with the latest on the situation